I thought, me being Black American, that I was gonna go over to Kenya and blend in. No.
You ain't even black enough. You ain't even black enough.
You.
Back to me.
Where are you going? If you had to pick up and leave, go anywhere, and your family is not a factor.
I don't know. I don't know. I have to do some more research because I want to be where it's a lot of green and a lot of water.
Okay.
It probably is gonna be Africa for sure, though.
Okay.
But I need the nature. I like nature. That's my shit.
Okay. Yeah.
But not too many animals.
Well, you can't have nature without the animals.
I know.
Like,
Well, yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. I see it all the time. That's why I'm proud to be.
We still got mountain lions.
But I don't be out there in the elements. But that's why I'm saying wherever I would go, I know what I would need. I just don't know where that's at.
Okay. Yeah.
Where you going?
I feel like I need multiple destinations. I need multiple spots.
One. Where you going?
Why you do that?
Because you asked the question. You can't pack up and you got to go to multiple places. You can't do that.
Of course, it depends on the scenario. But if I had to go somewhere quick or something like that, I will probably go to Colombia. I'm not gonna lie, because one thing that's difficult about Africa is literally just how far it is and the time difference. In Kenya, it's a 7-hour time difference if you're from the East Coast. 10 hours if you're on the West Coast. And that's a dramatic difference, in time. And
You'll always be ahead of the game.
Yeah, I'll be 7 hours ahead of the game for sure. But it's also a 20-hour flight to get over there. You know what I mean? So that's a long ride. That's a very long ride. And
but if you're packing up and going, why are you already thinking about leaving? What are you talking about? That's not the scenario.
What you mean?
You said we asked the question. If you just pack up and go somewhere, you already think about leaving once you pack up and go.
Yeah, I know, but it's just like
and you already talking about going back to America. America is 20 hours. You can go anywhere else. That's not gonna be 20 hours.
But it's expensive to travel around Africa too. Like
I'm talking about for the scenario's sake.
Well, if I had to pick an African country, it would be Kenya. That's for sure.
That's for sure. You haven't even been to Ethiopia yet.
I know. I know. I'm scared.
But as it stands right now, Kenya is the place to be.
Yeah, Kenya is my favorite African country right now. To the Ghanaians and the Tanzanians, I come in peace. Okay, but yeah, I had a great time in Kenya for sure.
Do you think that that's just mainly because of your connection that you made through Top Hill and stuff like that has changed this experience versus the others?
It could definitely have influence on it for sure. I think just the amount of love that I received from the people, how it's modernized. That's another thing too. Like going into the malls in Kenya, literally just felt like I was going into the Pentagon City Mall up the street. You know what I mean? Like it felt very safe. Like they have metal detectors and police in front of all the malls. And once you're inside, very diverse. You'll see Asian people, white people, all different kind of people just walking around. It felt like I was in America, honestly, when I was in the mall.
Did you buy anything?
In the mall? They had a grocery store in there too. That's where I got a lot of my groceries out of. And I had to buy a travel adapter. I almost fucked up. Guys, tip: if you're going to go to Kenya, get your travel adapter before you go, because electronics are more expensive in Kenya than they are here. I did not know that. I was thinking I was gonna go over there and everything was gonna be cheaper. Wrong. That man, I went to their, what was it? Something iWorld, something like that, in the mall, and I tried to look for a travel adapter. That man said $160 USD. I was like, excuse you? USD? You sure this is not Kenyan shillings? Like, what do you say? $160. for a travel adapter.
Did you get it?
Hell no, I didn't get it.
Oh, so what'd you do?
I went to a different store. And I even asked him, like, is there another store in here that has some different options?
Oh, you pulled one of them.
Yeah.
It's like how foreigners.
I'm not going to. There's another tip.
You was acting like a foreigner. Here.
No, I'm acting intelligent. Don't go off the first offer ever. Never go off of the first offer. You know what I mean? Wheel and deal. Negotiate.
Right, but he told you where another store was at?
No.
Like, what?
But there was another
for
store.
Me.
But I found another store that it didn't have like all the adaptive thing we needed. It was just like a basic one, and that was like $30.
Okay.
And then the same one that he had for $160, I found at the kiosk downstairs for $60.
You was looking like a dollar thing.
Mm-hmm. And yeah. Yeah. Shout out to Kenyan living abroad. He said, yeah, you notice the malls are even bigger and anything non-Kenyan product is expensive. Exactly. Negotiations is part of the Kenyan culture.
That's all foreigner culture. Every African I know is going to try to get that price down low.
Yeah. Latin America is similar too, but
my father used to embarrass the shit out of me when I was a kid. But
Yeah.
now that I'm older, I understand.
yeah.
Every now and again, I like to throw one out there. It works almost like 75% of the time.
Right. Another thing about Kenya, I'm just going to because this is some of the stuff I'm not going to put in the vlog because the vlog's going to be their own thing. I thought, me being a Black American, that I was going to go over to Kenya and blend in. No.
You ain't black enough. You ain't even black enough.
I am because I met some Kenyans that were lighter skinned than me, but there was too many giveaways. And
what was it? What was it, Imani?
I did not think that it was going to happen this way. I did not know. So yeah, people could tell that I was foreign by just looking at me. They just smelt the American off of my clothes, I guess. I don't know.
You look it.
Well,
the fucking braids on top of your head for me just do it. I just feel like even when Africans braid their hair, they do it a different type of way.
yes. Shout out to Kenyans living abroad. He said, "You stand out, but you're still accepted." Yes, I definitely still felt accepted for sure. Like I still felt like they knew like I had African descent, of course. But as far as me being Kenyan is like. No, but
one of these things are not like the others.
One of these things just doesn't belong here. Yeah. So I mean, because there was even a time where I dressed down just completely modestly, like just regular T-shirt, no jewelry, basketball shorts, just walking, and I got stopped, and I was just like, dang, like I thought I'm walking just like everybody else was walking, but clearly
your feet move different.
I got a little different, moving pattern. But yeah, I think it's definitely the hair, the beard, the tats, and I'm pretty tall, so.
You look it to me.
What you mean?
You look American to me, and if anything, I want a dash of some type of Latino.
Like you think
a dash.
So okay, I'm gonna ask you this.
A little sprinkle.
Because it's so funny. Because when I went to the party, they had a field day with it. If you can think I had been from any African country, what would you think I'm from? And feel free in the comments to join in as well too. If you think, name one country that you think that I can be from in Africa, just off of my looks.
Nigeria.
Okay, Nigeria. And I'm gonna give you what the consensus was when I was in Kenya. Cause somebody he said your accent gave it away. I wasn't even talking. I had my mouth closed. Like I was really trying not to say anything. Like
yeah, just at appearances.
Yeah, just appearances only. Like I know I have a very strong accent or lack thereof.
You just don't look African to me, and the only reason why I even say Nigerian is just I don't even know. Just because I'm looking at other countries, it's just not fitting there.
Yeah.
Because they have a very diverse look of people too. They can spread out. Like with Ethiopians, I can tell they're Ethiopian. They do have a different some variety,
Mm-hmm.
but I can still point out every variety
Right.
Ethiopian. Um,
Okay, so Kenya living abroad say he's thinking Ethiopian or Somalia. Leon says you look like you're from Ethiopia or Nigerian. See, y'all, they try to get me over there. He trying to get me over there.
I don't see it.
Now you know what's
And it's because also like your size, like your
Mhm.
size tells me that you're American.
Right.
Everything is bigger in America. Like it's just like
right.
you look American to me. Like and you know I'm multicultural, so like I really
Yeah.
can look at people and be like, he look like he from over here. You look like you're American with a dash of some Latin heat.
Eritrea too. Okay, I thought that this was interesting because I never thought about this. You know what I mean? Because from me being a Black American, I just think that most of us come from Western Africa, and I did trace one of my mom's roots, like my mom's DNA, back to a tribe called the Jola in Guinea-Bissau, Senegal area. But if you look at them now, like I don't look like them because, of course, I've been mixed with a lot of other, you know, races and African tribes within that time frame, right? But the group that I was with when I was in person with them at this party, majority of them thought I would look Moroccan, and I was like, I had never heard somebody say that, but I am thinking like I can see some East African, like by the horn, similarity.
Something in here and like here, like the sharpness of your nose, but the
Mhm.
weight of your nose then changes it. Like I'm like it's just certain things that's
Mhm.
like I see,
Yeah.
but I don't. It's like you look American to me.
Right. But it's interesting to me because after learning the history of what happened in East Africa, because, you know, to me, it still blows my mind that there was slavery in East Africa, where, because I'm thinking geographically too, like I'm looking at the map, and like these niggas took a boat from Kenya and Zanzibar and went all the way around the Cape of Good Hope of South Africa, all the way over here to America. That is a long fucking ride to deal with. That is a long ride. Like, the fact that any African made that journey.
But you made it sound like they
Super
did it
niggas.
straight. They had all these countries to
This-
hit on the way,
this-
so it didn't go down like that. And imagine how beautiful it is, and how much people, and how much food and stuff like that. It probably was a road trip. When you really think about it, it was a water trip.
I don't think that they unshackled and unchained every African to get off of each
Oh
tribe.
yeah, well for the slaves it was probably just.
Yeah, I'm talking about for the slaves.
Oh yeah,
That's-
that's what half of them didn't make it.
Yeah, one third. Or yeah, one half. But yeah, like I was just like, that's a long. That doesn't even make geographical sense to do that. But at the same time, there was also a lot of Arabian slavery. So the reason why I brought that up is because, you know, when the Arabs came over, only the men came over,
Mm-hmm.
and when the men came over, they were, you know, impregnating the African women.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where the Swahili culture comes from. That's, of course, where the Muslim culture comes from on that side. And you can start to see that kind of mixture of people.
Mm.
You know what I mean? It's like, oh, now it's starting to kind of make sense why some of these people are lighter and have these certain features and stuff like that because of that
Mm-hmm.
that culture. And I just think it's just really interesting that my parents gave me a Swahili name as well too. So I feel at home in East Africa. I just do. Like, yeah, like I really feel comfortable there. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know. I could just be overthinking it or whatever, but I really enjoyed it. So
Just go to Ethiopia and end it all.
he said, "Get it over with. Go get it over
Stop
with."
playing these games.
No, I still got more games to play. It's not over yet. Oh my god, it's not over yet. But yeah,
Can we talk about how there has not been that one reaction in the comments?
I know I didn't want to even jinx it. I didn't want to jinx it.
Hill, top, hill, hell no. Top, hill,